Yo guys, welcome back to another video. It's actually been a minute, but yeah, I'm just not into like YouTube like that because like can get pretty hectic. And yeah, ideally teachings with the private students and whatnot, but yeah. So I'm gonna be introducing publicly to you guys to something called dynamic premium and discount, right? Only a selected few individual know of this, right? See, the idea of having a premium and discount or light and heavy price areas within the markets, most people see this from a structural perspective, meaning they see it from a pattern based perspective, right? And one thing you need to understand about price, time and price, or how the algorithm books, right? Same way ICT keeps saying, price is just a reflection of time, right? Meaning it's a footprint of time, right? It's just displaying what time is indicating. You understand? Hopefully that is making sense, right? So this whole entire concept and idea is a little filter that I personally utilize, right? To filter out or look for precision areas within price, to look for specific entries, right? The same way you have your traditional premium and discount, right? You taking, I'm gonna display it in the chart of a blank plane, right? Traditionally, right, you have a swing level like this. This would be identified as price, right? We use this. We divide the ranges in half, right? So ideally find a premium and discount range, right? This would be marked as red, and then say discount. Discount, right? And then anything above it would be regarded as premium, right? Within a premium area, what do we look for? Shorts. In other words, sells for retail language, in fact, right? So in a discount, what do we look for? Longs, right? In other words, buys. That is ideally the precision areas that we are traditionally taught, right, by ICT when it comes to light and expensive price areas, right? For those who do not understand what I'm referring to when I'm saying light, right, and heavy areas, retail, right, ideally identifies price based on buying and selling pressure, right, which I personally believe it's BS, right? If price was influenced by buying and selling pressure, it would ideally be all over the place, right? And it's kind of madness to ideally manage the world's funds off buys and sells, right? That does not have any sustainable logic behind it, if that makes sense, right? So premium is another idea for overbought, right? Meaning price has ideally been moving higher for way too long. You understand? And then discount, right, is when price is oversold, right? Price has been ideally moving short for a very, very long time, right? So it needs to rebalance because that, in its simplest form, is ideally inefficient, right? Meaning price is only delivered one-sidedness, right? It's the same way we talk about fair value, right? Fair value gaps is when price has only delivered one side, right? And it needs to rebalance the range to offer what? Fair value, with the assumption and with me ideally assuming that you know what the fair value gap is, right? Understand the logic and the meaning behind the description of the name, if that makes sense, right? So the overbought and oversold thing is ideally how I can ideally simplify it in regards to how I can explain it in the simplest of ways, right? To those who are outside of ICT concepts, right? This right here is basically the easiest way to identify premium and discount areas, right? So the concept that I'm showing you guys right now, or I'm about to show you, is dynamic, right? Premium and discount, right? This has nothing to do with price, right? It's only an indicator of where price should ideally react off. And these levels are fixed, they are static, right? The only reason it's regarded as dynamic premium and discount is because it interchanges, right? The same way imbalances change, right? I showed you guys a few months back, a lot of months back, in fact, we have time-based PDRAs, which ideally form at a very specific time, right? And they will work at a different time within relation to the previous time. I don't know if that made sense for you, but in the simplest of ways, Q3 for Q3, Q4 for Q4, Q1 for Q1, Q2 for Q2, right? Not the accumulation, manipulation, distribution logic. That too is ideally BS in regards to what price is doing. It's not, if you, that's the easiest way for introductions, but that's not what price is doing, right? So dynamic and premium discount is ideally using true opens of what? Cycles, right? Tertiary cycles, which I have not introduced as of yet publicly. Secondary cycles, right? And also quarterly cycles. The one I'm about to show you right now is going to be based on quarterly cycles, right? If I can remove this and we go to the static chart right now. Today's Friday, right? Friday the 20th, right, of September. We had price fluctuating. Ideally, the day begins at midnight, which is right. Yeah, right. With price fluctuating up and down, revisiting and rebalancing inefficiencies and sweeping liquidity, right? But the liquidity and inefficiencies that form are all formulated within specific time areas, right? Meaning they need to go above or below specific times of the day, right? The first one, I'm going to be showing you guys based on the AM session of New York, because I ideally trade futures, right? But this applies to for forex, for crypto, for crude oil, synthetics, everything, right? But this one is going to be specifically for the AM session, right? The AM session, New York, right? Two things you ideally require. It is going to be the midnight true open. The midnight true open of what? Of the current. Gotta work on the typing. Of the current day. Then we can place this. I'm gonna place it at the bottom, right? Which is this price area right there, right? The second one is it's 7:30, right? 7:30 New York time. Everything is within UTC -4 New York time, right? Let's copy this to 7:30, which is right there. I'm on the 45 minutes. You can identify this within any time frame, even if it's the 15, specifically the 15, because it can tend to be cleaner, right? This right here is the true session open of the current day. This is the true day open of the current day. Everything is referred to based off the current day, right? Current day, current day, right? This outside of what price is doing, right, are gonna be the most important areas within price that you want to focus on for specific buys or sells, right? These are gonna be very, very crucial for filtering high probability setups for the current session, which is what the AM session. The AM session, based on cycles, right, is from 6 a.m. New York time. Let me mark it out below. 6 a.m. New York time all the way to 12 o'clock. Cheers. Right there. AM session. It's a full 6-hour cycle or 6-hour session. Right. These are ideally the most important filters, right? Meaning this time cycles or time ranges is gonna be something you always gonna need to mark out every single day when you are trading the AM session, right? Which is a full 6-hour, right, range, right? Now, where does ideally time come into this whole entire logic, right? These true opens, right, are very fixed, meaning they are very, very static. They never change. Price, when it's going from daylight savings and whatnot, it does not change. It's always fixed, right? The time never changes. Price will never look the same again, but time is always gonna be fixed, right? So yeah, I'm gonna mark this as higher time frame, right? True open. That is what the midnight open, right? Let's mark it out. Midnight open. And then the lower time frame. Lower time frame true open is gonna be what? 7:30 New York time. And all this is based on the AMs, right? AM, right? So, what is the idea behind these true opens? When price is above both, you are within a premium. When price is below both, you're within a discount. When price is in between them, you are within a dead zone, which is what? A neutral area, right? To visually indicate that, right? This whole entire range right here, I'll mark it out in light blue, right? That will remove this, say this, dynamic, right? Dynamic premium, right? And then below it is what? Dynamic discount, which would be this, right? And then the midpoint of it, that would be what? Your dead zone. Can mark this with gray, right? It's your dead zone. Your dead zone is your neutral area, meaning you are within the sidelines. You are avoiding taking any trades within the range, right? Because anything within it is ideally low probability, right? One question I know many will ask is, where does the dynamic premium area ends? Ideally, from a price perspective, it does not end, meaning it is infinite, right? As long as you're above both the true opens and you're within a premium area, it does not really matter how high price goes. It is gonna be within a premium, right? And then when it goes below both ranges, it is gonna be within a discount, right? Another way in which you can utilize this area, right, is this is gonna be your first building steps, right? I'm gonna leave you guys to modify whatever already existing model that you may have, right? I don't know if you studied from ICT or whatever you're trading, right? You can implementate this logic, right, behind it within a later stage, because I'll try releasing at least one video a week, right? I'm not gonna be doing the daily video releases and stuff, right? Next video will probably be going in deep in regards to it, because you can this is just the base level of it. It gets pretty hectic pretty quick because it's constantly interchanging, especially with correlated sisters or correlated asset classes, right? But I'm gonna leave this part to you guys, right? So if you pay very close attention, right, as price opens, as the true open begins, I've not fixed that. As the true session open begins and the true day open had begun, right, price immediately drew above, was within the dead zone the whole entire session, drew above, went into a premium, right, and then swept what? London's liquidity, right? It swept London's liquidity, right, and then immediately distributed lower, targeting the discount area, right? What you can ideally do is do your standard deviations from your reversal area to the low of London, right, to project how far you'll be looking to see price go into a discount, right? Or you can correlate that with an imbalance that may form here. Like in this case right here, we have an implied fair value gap. Right there we have a normal fair value gap, right? It's time-based, but I'll leave you guys to that study, right? I'm not gonna show you these things. I want you guys to go into your chart and see them, right? Laziness is ideally not gonna help in this case, right? This industry is a profession. It's not a hobby. If you treat it like one, it's gonna treat you like one, right? So yeah. Price sweeps the the London high, right? We'll say London buy side liquidity, and then immediately plummets lower, right? This right here, anywhere within this price range, that is where you could have begun to look for shorts, right? You can refine your trades within this range right here, potentially go into a lower time frame like the 5-minute, refine your executions, right? Look for displacements, I repeat, based on the model that you trade, right? I personally would be utilizing time-based imbalances or time-based PD arrays, right? Not only inefficiencies, got a lot under the arsenal, but yeah, you can utilize anything that goes with already existing model, right? Because this video, guys, it's not meant for me to ideally provide you with any new model. I've already taught models within the last videos from like the past 8 months, I believe, right? When they work, this is always in play, right? I post execution videos even if I'm trading on the 5-second, 15-second, 1 minute, whatever the time frame. This is the logic that I'm always utilizing. The only difference is the dynamic premium and discount concept or theory can be fractalized, right? Does not only apply for sessions, it applies for days, cycles, weeks, months, years, and quadrennial cycles, right? But yeah, this is it at its finest and simplest introduction, right? Hopefully this made sense to you guys, and if you enjoyed this video, yeah, just do the things people say you do on YouTube, and stay safe. Hope everybody stays blessed And yeah, have a good one.